Folks, welcome to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons. We're going to return to the tune Lilting Banshee and add some variations to it, okay? I already did a basic lesson on this tune. You should do that first if you don't know the tune. And then in this lesson, I'm just going to kind of play a version that I made and then show you how it's different in kind of step-by-step way from the basic version. So here we go. My version of Lilting Banshee. Alright, cool. So let's get into how each little bit is different than the basic. What I added, what I kept the same. Alright, so if we look at the basic version, the first chord of the A part was. That's how I taught it. So pretty simple. And then to that I added two things. So kept the first bar the same, but then in the second bar I added a mordant or a two-note grace note here. On that A1 open 1 I added, and that mordant is a quick 1-3. It's just like a flicker. And in slow motion it would be. Alright, so I think that's kind of the key to learning all these Irish ornamentations and embellishments, is to kind of like slow them way down. And literally do that if you have audio software that does that on your own, like, you know, Pro Tools or something. I also have slowed down versions of all like the different parts of this tune as play-along tracks on FiddleHed. And so you could use those to kind of get it in your ear how it sounds. But maybe we'll do that a little bit right now in the lesson. And then the other main thing we'll do to learn all these variations is to alternate between the basic and the variation. I'm going to say that a lot throughout this Irish fiddle course, but it's a very important idea, I think. So, sorry for all the talk. Let's get back to it. So I added that. And so I recommend just taking a moment to loop on that one variation you added. Hey kitty. I don't know what my cat wants. Anyway, I'm going to continue with the lesson and see what happens. So here we go. Join in if you like, or just listen. Even slower. Okay, so you can do that with anything that you need to work on. Find a cool little loop and do it. Alright, so we're going to move through the rest of the tune more quickly, but I just wanted to get these key practice ideas to you right away. And then I also added a single note grace note before D3 to A. I added a quick D2. I call that a upwards grace note because it points up to the main note. So it's quick D2 to 3. See how kind of relaxed and quick you can make it. Don't worry too much with these grace notes and ornamentation about the tone even coming through that super clearly. It's more about the kind of rhythmic flicker it adds. By the way, I should also say I have specific lessons with play-along tracks for each kind of ornament that I'll be teaching. Grace notes, mordants, jig swing, rolls, lots of other ones. So let's move on. The second quarter of the A part, the basic, was, here's the variation. So I added 2 ideas. Hey kitty, what's up? You want to say hi to everybody? Want to say hi? Say hello. What's on your mind? You have to interrupt this very important fiddle lesson everybody wants to watch. Cat lovers love this part. Cat haters are pissed off right now. All right, kitty. See you later. All right. I just had to do that. You know, I had to check in with him. All right. I don't want to break the flow of the lesson. Things are going well. I'm feeling good about this lesson. I don't want to edit that out. Let's just keep rolling. All right. So... Alright, so there, to this phrase, I added what is a grace note, also known as a cut. I have a separate lesson on this where you kind of take a longer note. Actually, this is probably more of a grace note because the original was, I'm not cutting up a long note, so forget I said that about the cuts. It's just adding a quick E1 or F sharp grace note. So again, you could pause the video and practice each one of these things that I'm showing you. And then the next bar is, the basic was. So I'm going to add to that 16th note triplets. Sheet music for this below if you're watching on FiddleHed. Alright, so let's do that in slow motion. 3, 1, 3, 1, open. That's the first one. The next one is D3, 1, 3, 1, open. Put together. Cool. Now let's loop those together. Again. One more time. Fast. Alright, so that's the whole second quarter. Let's move on to the third quarter. That's going to be the same as the first. So I'll review it, but just to note that I kept the variation, I kept a lot of repetition that kind of followed the repetition of the basic version. Because I want to throw too much variation at you. I want you to actually get a lot of repetition on these new ideas. Does that make sense? So, point is, you could do this third quarter differently if you want than the first. It's up to you. I presented it in a more simple fashion, so that kind of leaves the door open for you as a creative fiddler. So, but here's the third quarter, same as the first. And here's the fourth quarter. So the fourth quarter is very much like the second. So instead of doing, it's a little simpler, we just add end with. Got it? Okay, so that one I don't think I really need to show you. There's nothing new, it's just sort of taking something away, which in itself is an amazing form of variation, subtraction. And I'm gonna do a really special lesson on FiddleHed for that, in which we do a simplified version of, hey buddy. We do a simplified version of Lilting Banshee, but we're gonna make it uber simple and then speed it up so that it becomes more like a polka. It's gonna be super fun. Stay tuned for that. All right, so let's get on to the B part. So the B part starts, let's listen to the basic. Here's the variation version of the first quarter of the B part. And so what I added something here. Instead of just that, I replaced the middle E3 or A note with 2 16th notes. It was an 8th note. So it went from to. Got it? And then we put that whole bar together. Do it slow if you need. I still both love and need to practice slowly, and I really enjoy doing it. The next thing, that was the basic, and we added just the, which I've already gone over, I think. I don't think I need to do. That's just a grace note D2 or F sharp up to D3. We've already covered that. So the whole first chord of the B part. Okay, here's the second quarter, basic. So in the first part of that, I'm going to add the same thing. I did this already in the A part. I'm going to add a E1 grace note. And then on the next part, I'm going to, over that long G note or E low 2, I'm going to add a roll. Fast it's, and slow, super slow. It's low 2 3, low 2 1, low 2. Again, there'll be a lesson on rolls for you, but here it is again, slow. And that whole bar. So as you slow down, as you slow it way down, it kind of becomes a 16th note triplet for those of you who are keeping score, i.e. who read music. So the whole second quarter we'll put together slowly. Let me do it again. Again. Now faster. All right, moving on. The third quarter is the same as the first. And the fourth quarter is the same as the fourth quarter of the A. So you got the whole thing. So check it out. I'm gonna do, I think, 2 more lessons on this tune, and one on the variations alone. One, like I mentioned before, is gonna be a jig to polka variation, a new thing that I think you're gonna enjoy a lot. And the other will be something I've been just doing a lot of, is giving you extra variations, kind of off the cuff. Not a lot of, no sheet music, just some ideas for you to start to think about and play to add to tunes. So you'll find those on FiddleHed. Thanks much for watching. It's been really fun teaching you, and we'll see you next time. Go to FiddleHed.com for a progressive, step-by-step course outline, color-coded tabs, play-along tracks, sheet music, and much more. Thanks for watching the video. Excellent. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.